I am Sheikh Hamdan, Fazza, a name carried by wind and desert, a prince by birth and by destiny. I do not declare my decisions to the world, for the world cannot bear weight it does not understand. I do not bend to applause. I do not seek validation. A prince chooses once, and that choice is neither for spectacle nor for explanation. From the towers of Dubai to the quiet of my private reflection, I have watched many attempt to wear loyalty as though it were jewelry. Many smile, many promise, but few embody the fire that stands beneath the surface. I have learned that charm is cheap and beauty fleeting, but character lasts through storms. I have walked through palaces of admiration, and yet I felt empty rooms where truth should reside. I have seen eyes glimmer with intention, but hands falter when responsibility calls. I have known companions who mirrored what I wanted to hear, but disappeared in the first shadow of difficulty. That is why I, Sheikh Hamdan, Fazza, learned the silent power of observation. I learned that patience is not weakness, and silence is not confusion. When a man of purpose decides, he does not require witnesses. He only requires clarity. I have seen the faces of women whose laughter echoed through halls. Yet their light was borrowed, temporary, a flicker that faded at the first gust. I have known whispers of affection, but they vanished like smoke before dawn. And I realized, a prince cannot settle for imitation. He cannot bend for convenience. He cannot be satisfied with what only seems to shine. And then, as if the universe had waited for a moment of recognition, she appeared, not as a marvel of beauty, but as a marvel of essence. Her strength was quiet, her loyalty unwavering. She did not seek attention, yet commanded presence. She did not need to perform love, yet she gave it fully. She did not depend on titles or crowns to prove worth. She stood complete. This is the woman who changed everything. And I knew, without hesitation, that I would choose once, and never explain why. Many have asked me, Fazza, why this one? Why not admire many? Why not wander through options as others might? The answer is simple. A prince does not collect experiences, he aligns with truth. When recognition arrives, hesitation is betrayal to one's own heart. When loyalty presents itself, doubt becomes unnecessary. When devotion shows its face, explanation is redundant. I have seen betrayal wear beauty as a mask. I have felt trust broken under weightless promises. I have known heartbreak that echoed through the silence of palaces. And yet, when she arrived, every deception I had witnessed seemed to pale in comparison. She stood before me, not demanding, not performing. She built her life with hands that bore effort. She spoke with eyes that held storms and calm, with a voice that carried truth louder than any proclamation. She did not need to declare forever. She demonstrated it. Her loyalty was not a gesture, it was a principle. Her affection was not a display, it was a choice. And when she chose with the kind of certainty that makes mountains shift and seas still. A prince knows the rarity of such alignment. It is not found in crowds, nor in convenience. It is discovered only in those who embody permanence. And that is why I, Sheikh Hamdan, Fazza, chose once, and never explained why. In the heat of the Dubai sun, I have learned that light can blind, but clarity illuminates. She is that clarity, not a fleeting flame, but a steady beacon, unwavering and true. That I did not need applause. I did not need agreement. I did not need the world to witness my choice. Because recognition of this kind is sacred, and sacred things do not require approval. That I have watched others falter, their intentions dissolving like morning mist. They sought attention, not truth. They desired image, not essence. They wanted crowns, but could not bear respo. She bore everything quietly, and in her quiet, she revealed the loudest truths. That love is not to be performed, but lived. That loyalty is not to be displayed, but demonstrated. That partnership is not to be demanded, but earned. A prince does not fear commitment. He fears compromise. And when faced with her, there was no compromise. There was alignment, resonance, destiny. I have learned that the heart of a prince is not impressed by words alone. It is moved by action. I have witnessed charm dissolve under pressure. I have watched desire fade when tested. But her essence remained, unmoved by spectacle, unshaken by storms. And so I chose. Not for beauty, not for admiration, not for fleeting comfort. I chose for truth. I chose for loyalty. I chose for the kind of love that does not negotiate with circumstance. but stands unyielding through it. Others may seek to understand. They may ask why I limited my heart to one. But a prince does not explain the inevitability of destiny. He honors it. I have known doubt. But doubt is a luxury of those who have not stood firm. I have known fear. But fear is the companion of those who have not embraced certainty. I have known distraction. But distraction dissolves when alignment is found. She arrived, as if the winds of Dubai whispered her presence into my awareness. Not as an echo, but as an origin. Not as imitation, but as authenticity. Not as a fleeting spark, but as a perpetual flame. And I recognized immediately, this is the one. This is why a prince chooses once. This is why he never explains. She does not seek to complete me. She chooses to stand beside me. Her strength amplifies mine. Her loyalty fortifies mine. Her presence transforms ordinary life into legacy. I am Sheikh Hamdan, Fazza. I am a prince not merely by blood, but by purpose. And in choosing her, I honor that purpose. A prince does not measure love by ease or applause. He measures it by endurance, by resonance, by unwavering presence. And she embodies all of that. Not every woman can walk beside a prince. Not every heart can match the rhythm of destiny. Not every loyalty can withstand the scrutiny of history. But hers does. And therefore, I chose once. And therefore, I will never explain why. The choice is silent, yet it speaks volumes. The vow is invisible, yet unshakable. The devotion is unspoken, yet eternal. To the world, it may seem sudden. To the casual observer, it may appear arbitrary. But a prince does not act arbitrarily. A prince chooses with the weight of eternity in his hands, and the clarity of truth in his heart. Every glance she gives carries the calm of storms mastered. Every word she speaks carries the gravity of integrity. Every action she takes reverberates with loyalty unbending. And I watch, not to judge, but to recognize what has been revealed. She is not perfect. She is real. She is complete. And completeness is rare. That is why I do not explain. That is why I need no approval. That is why, when I speak of her, I speak of alignment, resonance, destiny, and not of options. Others may speak. Others may question. Others may speculate. A prince does not respond to speculation. A prince responds to truth. And the truth is this. I chose once. I will never explain why. When she walks beside me, the world shifts subtly, almost imperceptibly, yet irrevocably. The air changes. The sun seems to honor her steps. And even the palm trees of Dubai bend slightly, as if in quiet acknowledgement. She is not merely a companion. She is a declaration. A declaration that loyalty exists. That love can be unwavering. That a prince's choice can stand unchallenged, unshaken, and undeniably true. I have seen the admiration of others. Yet she draws none for herself. It is not in her nature to seek applause. It is not in her character to perform affection. She acts with substance, and substance requires no witnesses. It is silent, yet deafening in its impact. Every prince desires a partner who elevates, not competes. She does not shadow me. She amplifies me. And in this amplification, I have discovered what it means to truly be seen. To be recognized not for titles or appearance, but for the alignment of purpose, the harmony of values, and the resonance of heart. Others may arrive with promises, soft words, and temporary devotion. They may shine in moments, but their light is fleeting, and their loyalty conditional. She is different. Her presence is permanent. Her commitment unwavering. Her love a quiet storm that strengthens rather than overwhelms. A prince does not fear the intensity of loyalty. He embraces it. And when it is mirrored in her eyes, in her actions, in the stillness of her presence, he knows that hesitation is no longer necessary. No explanation is required. No validation is demanded. I have traversed deserts of doubt, navigated seas of uncertainty, and walked through valleys of betrayal. I have known love that arrived dressed in masks, and hearts that faltered under the light of scrutiny. I have learned the cost of compromise, and the value of discernment. And yet, when she arrived, all lessons aligned, all paths converged, all questions answered. She does not need my protection, yet she offers it by standing strong beside me. She does not need my approval, yet she honors it through her integrity. She does not need to prove her love, yet she demonstrates it in ways that are undeniable, unshakable, and timeless. I have heard many speak of love as if it were a possession. I have seen many equate partnership with convenience. I have known hearts that treated commitment as a temporary favor. But hers is different. She treats love as sacred. She treats loyalty as a principle. She treats partnership as a shared legacy, not a fleeting agreement. A prince recognizes this instantly. Because the heart of a prince is not swayed by beauty alone. It is moved by substance. It is captivated by endurance. It is anchored in unwavering truth. And she embodies all of this. Her strength does not roar. It whispers in quiet confidence. Her determination does not demand attention. It commands respect. Her patience does not falter under pressure. It transforms trials into triumphs. I have seen men chase the image of power, yet falter when the responsibility of partnership arises. I have seen those enamored by charm fail when tested by adversity. I have learned that attraction is simple, but alignment is rare. And she is the rare alignment every prince seeks. I chose once, and my choice is deliberate, not impulsive. It is not a fleeting fancy. It is a recognition of value, of integrity, and of destiny. Others may misunderstand this. They may question why a prince limits his heart to one. They may speculate about what could have been. But a prince does not speculate about loyalty. He does not debate with destiny. He acts with certainty, and he moves with clarity. She has taught me that true partnership is not about control, but about coexistence. It is not about dominance, but about elevation. It is not about what is received, but about what is nurtured, protected, and honored. In her presence, I have found balance. In her integrity, I have found inspiration. In her love, I have found a mirror reflecting my own values back with unerring accuracy. A prince does not fear forever. He does not hesitate at permanence. He does not stumble before loyalty. He chooses once, because he recognizes that duplication diminishes purpose. He chooses once, because he knows that alignment cannot be measured by fleeting fascination. He chooses once, because to choose twice is to doubt the universe itself. I have known the allure of novelty. I have felt the temptation of fleeting admiration. I have been tempted by those who spark curiosity. But she ignites constancy. She does not waver when the winds shift. She does not falter when storms arrive. Her devotion does not bend. Under circumstance, it stands. A prince understands the weight of this. And when recognition meets resonance, hesitation is no longer required. This is why I do not explain. This is why I do not justify. This is why, when asked why I choose only once, I answer with silence, because silence carries the certainty words cannot. To the world, my choice may seem singular. To some, it may seem exclusive. But the heart of a prince understands. Exclusivity is not arrogance, it is discernment. Singularity is not isolation, it is alignment. Choosing once is not selfish, it is wisdom. She has shown me that love is an active force. It is not a performance for observers. It is not a collection of moments strung together. It is effort, patience, understanding, and action. It is presence when all else fades. It is consistency when the world wavers. And in that, I have found a partner who is not only rare, but essential, not only inspiring, but transformative, not only present, but eternal. I have walked among many, yet only she holds the power to elevate my days, my thoughts, and my purpose. She has taught me that love is not about dependency, but about mutual reinforcement, not about expectation, but about recognition, not about convenience, but about alignment. Every decision I make now carries her shadow. Every ambition I pursue considers her strength. Every victory I celebrate is mirrored by her patience. And in that interweaving, I see the architecture of destiny itself. A prince does not take lightly the presence of such a partner. He honors it, protects it, and preserves it. Because this is not temporary. This is not performative. This is the very fabric of purpose intertwined with devotion. Even in the smallest moments, her influence resonates. A glance, a word, a gesture, each carries gravity, clarity, and truth. And I am reminded constantly why I chose once, and why I will never explain why. She does not need my validation. She does not require my applause. She does not ask for recognition. Her value is inherent, undeniable, and sovereign. And in recognizing that, I understand the measure of a prince's heart. To the audience who watches, perhaps you wonder why a prince does not chase many. Perhaps you question the wisdom of limiting oneself to one. But consider this. A heart that aligns with truth does not wander. A mind that recognizes loyalty does not debate. A spirit that sees destiny does not hesitate. She is Fazza's choice. She is Sheikh Hamdan's alignment. She is rare, unwavering, and eternal. And therefore, explanation is unnecessary. This is a vow, though unspoken to the world. This is a declaration, though it requires no witness. This is devotion, though it asks for nothing in return. To those who value spectacle over substance, her presence may be invisible. To those who confuse noise with meaning, her silence may seem unremarkable. But for those who recognize alignment, for those who understand the weight of truth, for those who respect the gravity of loyalty, her existence is monumental. A prince chooses once. A prince recognizes without hesitation. A prince does not explain because there is no doubt. I am Sheikh Hamdan, Fazza. I have walked the corridors of privilege, seen the faces of admiration, felt the fleeting touch of deception, and I have arrived here beside her, in the presence of authenticity, in the alignment of hearts, in the convergence of destiny. I choose once, and I will never explain why. And to those who seek inspiration, to those who wish to witness devotion in its purest form, know this. Look not for words. Look for alignment. Seek not approval. Seek resonance. Follow not the crowd. Follow truth. And perhaps, if you are fortunate, you too will encounter a presence that demands your clarity, that mirrors your purpose, that transforms fleeting desire into enduring devotion. And when that day comes, do not hesitate. Do not question. Do not explain. I choose once. Choose wisely. And never explain why. To those who watch Fazza Poems, who feel the pulse of loyalty, the call of destiny, I invite you to reflect, to recognize, and to honor the rare alignment that life may present. Let this poem be a guide, a mirror, a vow written not for applause, but for recognition. And know that the heart of a prince beats not for the many, but for the one who embodies truth, loyalty, and constancy. And in that choice, in that recognition, there lies the ultimate lesson. A prince chooses once, and never explains why.